camera action and we going to the air. It's a live show, ain't no time to prepare. Got the camera on me, and you know I ain't scared. Feeling like an OG, but shut it down like Ric Flair. You know we need the spotlight, we in the spotlight. We want the spotlight, reaching for the spotlight. I be vibing with my brothers, it be like a highlight. We be living like a movie by the end of the night. I'm always just grinding, working for the spotlight. These people stay up in my business, all in my life. I just smile away the haters, ain't no hate in my eyes. I carry love for all my bros, you know they stay by my side. Yeah. Chief and reaching for the highlight, never playing on the sideline. Up to back, yeah, that's my guys. But that's nothing, change the style, right? And I'm in love in the spirit, ain't nothing, these people frontin' on the style, right? I'm just switching up something, Sunday, if I drop it, deliver, put it in the spotlight. Yeah, whoa, yeah. All of my friends are my bros, yeah. I'm never late from a show, yeah. Moving real fast, I'm a slow, yeah. Steady chasing after what I know is my dream. Ready for the...
What up, y'all, and welcome back to another RTS Spotlight episode. It's your girl, Lee. You already know we have some amazing talent in here today, right? You know I said I was bringing the ladies up here last season and this season. So we got a beautiful young lady up here. We will check out her music and be right back.
Yeah. This is Dejha-B. And right now, if you reading this letter, that mean that I'm dead. I really didn't want to go, but God said I had to leave. So I'm just saying all the stuff that I never got to tell you. I love you.
If you reading this letter, that mean that I'm dead. I was talking to my lawyers, these are things I said. I want you to know just how I truly feel. So attach this long letter on the back of my will. I know you're crying, I really didn't want to leave, but I guess God had another plan for me. You got to believe that I would truly miss you, and the worst part is that I cannot kiss you. Mommy loves you, and I try to raise you right. Please don't make the same mistakes I made in life. I miss your smile, and I really miss your laugh. I miss coming home, giving you your bubble bath. So be bad, listen to your aunt and Gigi. I miss us singing songs on the TV. I left you money, and you get it when you turn 18. I'm sorry that I didn't live long and I had to leave.
Yeah, Mom.
I'm hoping that this letter ease all your hurt and pain.
I'm sorry that I had to go.
I'm hoping that we see each other and we talk again.
I know that you're crying right now.
I really didn't want to be, but I had to die.
I appreciate everything you did for me.
I'm hoping that y'all keep my memory and name alive. Hey, and the second part of this letter is for my mother. I guess I'm going to heaven now with my little brother, your firstborn. We was more like best friends. You taught me everything I need to know about these men. Once again, I know that you're hurting inside, and the last thing I want to do is make you cry or say goodbye. I miss us joking around. I miss us taking all the trips out of town. Tell my sister to please watch over her niece. That way my heart and soul could rest in peace. I want you to keep my memory and name alive. Just know when you look up, I'm in the sky. I want to thank you for all the things you did for me. I'ma miss Thanksgiving without family. I'm your angel, and we'll see each other again. When you finish with this letter, pass it on to my friends. I'm gone.
To all my people,
I'm hoping that this letter ease all your hurt and pain.
I'm really gonna miss y'all.
I'm hoping that we see each other and we talk again.
Just know that I'm looking over you.
I really didn't want to be, but I had to die.
I love y'all all.
I'm hoping that y'all keep my memory and name alive. And the third part of this letter is for my friends. Most of them I knew way back from Major 10. I knew back then y'all was like my brothers and sisters. I miss us in the club, always taking pictures, going on trips. We was like the life of the party. Yeah, sipping on your drinks with a little Bacardi. I'm so sorry, I know all of us was tight. Don't focus on my death, focus on my life. Put up your light every time you hear my name. I hope this outshines all your hurt and pain. I beg and plead, but God said I had to go. I'ma miss y'all coming to all my shows. All I know, God will protect y'all all. Make sure y'all put me in the dress I saw in the mall. Matter of fact, read this letter at my weight. I'ma feel a little better now, for heaven's sake. I'm gone.
I know life is so short.
I'm hoping that this letter ease all your hurt and pain.
We gotta tell each other we love each other.
I'm hoping that we see each other and we talk again.
I appreciate all of y'all.
I really didn't want to be, but I had to die.
But But just know I will always look over y'all.
I'm hoping that y'all keep my memory and name alive.
Yes, Edges. Welcome back, y'all. You already know we always like to show you the talent before we get to talk to the talent, all right? So that was a nice, I'm going to give my opinion, okay? I like simplistic videos, and I like songs nowadays that are just really about the lyrics. You could really connect to them, okay? So we're going to talk to her and see what she was thinking when she wrote it, all right? Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hi, Queen.
Thank you.
You look so cute.
Thank you. You too.
I was asking about your sweater, okay? Melanin Queen. Do you feel as though you're a Melanin Queen?
Yes, I do.
As you should.
Yes.
As you should. Tell us what your name is, babe, and where you're from.
Well, my name is Dejha-B, and I'm from the Bronx.
Okay. Born and raised?
Yes, born and raised, but I always have a little saying that I went to school in Harlem. So I always say the Bronx made me tough, but Harlem gave me my style. So
Got you.
Yeah.
Speaking of style, yes, I got to know about this fit. Like, I've been looking at it the whole time. We got a couple secrets. We're not going to give away all the secrets, though. I already know. But how'd you put together your style? Where'd you get this from? You style yourself, right?
Yes, I style myself. So I mix it up. I don't have a particular store I go to or a brand that I wear. So I feel like if it's cute, I'll put it on.
Right.
So
You
that's
got it.
how I put it together.
The earrings are, like, extravagant.
Yeah, they little snakes. Gotta
This
keep
is
the
stuff
snakes
you
close.
find. How you feel about thrift shopping?
I haven't, but I'm not against it. I know, like, if you go in certain places like downtown, Manhattan,
we
yeah,
thrift shop.
you could find some nice stuff. But I mean, honestly, I haven't. Yeah, I haven't bought anything from a
You just
thrift
pick up where you go.
store.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So now, as an artist, is this the same style you have? Do you give us like anything more flashy, anything more casual?
I guess it depends on the show. It depends on my mood. Depends on what I'm doing. You know. So today I wanted to be a little casual,
Right.
but chic.
A little chic.
Yeah.
Yes. How long you been doing music for?
Well, I've been doing it since I was a teenager, so but off and on, maybe about 15 years or something like that.
Okay. And the biggest question from the fans always for an artist that's off and on, why was it off and on? What was your off times? What were you doing in your off times?
Okay, so when I first started rapping, it was like by mistake because before that I used to be a dancer. So I used to be in, not a stripper or anything like that,
Yeah,
but a real dancer. I was in a hip hop group and we performed on the Apollo and stuff like that.
dope.
So how I fell into rapping was like a joke. Because every time we would do shows and stuff like that, we would see other rappers. So I was like, I could do that.
Right.
And I made a little, a rap, and other people heard it. And they was like, oh, you should go in the studio. And I went into the studio. And then from there, a person heard it and wanted to put me on a soundtrack. So that's how I started. And then I just, kept up with my craft. But then this industry for females could be a little tough, so I kind of fell back. I had my daughter, I went to school, and I was doing other things, like I was writing for magazines and event planning, doing a whole bunch of other stuff, so I kind of fell back into it recently.
Right, so you are a queen of all trades.
Yes, I am.
And that's what I like to stress. A lot of people see their favorite artist, and they don't understand that when they're on and off, it means they're still working.
Yeah.
They just don't got time to give us music right now.
Exactly.
Because they live in a real life.
And I feel like you shouldn't put yourself in a box. If God gave you your talent, and it's for a reason, so you should. I'm not scared to do anything. So that's the type of person I see. I'm like, you know what? I want to try hair today. So I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna write for a magazine.
Right.
I do cakes. I do it all. So yeah.
Wow. Okay. So right. Okay. So you do a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
What did we start with? When you was a baby girl, right? You was 5 years old. You was in the mirror. You was playing with your hair. What did we start with?
Dancing. So I would say that, like, my mom would tell you that from the time I was like 4 or 5 years old, I would be in the school plays, dancing and stuff like that. I would be the one in the front, and everybody would have to follow me because I wasn't shy. I loved the stage. And then, like I said, I think around 7 or 8 years old, that's when I started dancing with, friends of mine in the neighborhood, and we danced all over. So I just love anything that have to do with creativity or being on stage. So.
Now, with the Apollo times, right? I know there was times, you thought it was a joke, but did you really ever look at any rappers or really even female rappers. It could be a male rapper, female rapper, and really look like I could do that. Like real life, I could do that.
To be honest, no. I never thought about it. Honestly, it was when it was a joke and I recorded and someone heard it and was like, all right, we want to do this with you. And mind you, I didn't know anything about rapping. I didn't know how to write the bars. I literally listened to, I think at the time, I think it was like a Jadakiss record or something like that.
Okay.
So how he wrote it, I wrote it exactly the same way. And that's how I was able to learn how to count bars and a hook and stuff like that. And then it wasn't until I went into the studio, I was like, okay, this is something that I can, do.
Right. But you're not scared of nothing. So
No, I'm not scared anymore. No. No. I'm way past that.
So now writing-wise, okay, you said you write for magazines as well. Is that something you incorporate in your music?
Far as what, writing from?
Yeah, like songwriting for other people, songwriting for yourself.
Well, I always write all my own music, so
Everything.
No one writes for me.
Dope.
Only time if, let's say, maybe a hook, and most of the time I write my own hooks as well. So no, nobody writes for me. But I mean, if somebody's willing to pay me to write for them, I don't mind. Yeah.
Exactly. Now, writing music, what's the difference? You got music that you write, you got your bars and stuff like that. That's that creative. But you're also very creative when you're writing for magazines. So what is that like? What type of magazines, what type of content are you writing for?
Well, I used to write for, it's a magazine called Dopeness Magazine. It's an urban magazine. Okay. And they had different celebrities on the cover and stuff like that. So, okay, before that, I used to be on a radio show.
No, yeah, you can give me everything.
Yeah, so the
literally.
So the guy that was the engineer, he started his own magazine, and he put out an ad saying, "Oh, if we're looking for writers, if you know anyone." So I was like, I always wanted to do that, and I'm the type of person, I'm not scared of trying something, but I do my research. I'm not gonna just say,
"Gotcha,
I'm gonna write for a magazine," and don't know how to. So before I even took that step, I looked through different articles to see how it consisted of and how So I told him, I was like, oh, I know someone. He was like, okay, give me their resume. I was like, me. So he was like, you sure? He was like, you sure? He was like, all right, I trust you. I know how you work. I know your work ethic. Send me a sample. And I sent him a sample. So he was like, okay. And then from there, he was calling me 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
I need an article. Just write about this. I need it on this. So, I mean, I went to college. I have a degree, so I know how to write papers and stuff like that. So it's not that hard.
Girl, I can't write nothing. I can't even write what I'm thinking right now. I wouldn't be able to even translate it.
Well, the key is to have an outline, know what you want to write, and that translates into how I write my songs as well. Once you kind of figure out the direction you want to go in, then it flows better. Once you have an outline and say, okay, this verse, this is what I want to talk about, or an article, this is what I want to start off with my first paragraph, and that's how I operate when I write.
Right. So have you ever gotten to the point, though, yet, where you just kind of sit in the studio or you're sitting on a train or somewhere and a song just comes to your mind before it's even formatted?
All the time. When I'm in the shower or I could read something, I would say, you know what, that'll make for a good song. I could hear or just see a word. I'm like, you know what, that's a dope concept. And I'll just maybe write it down or put a voice memo or something like that so I can remember. Or melodies come to my mind a lot of times, and I'll just, take it from there.
So I know this is always a funny thing. My dad loves the Lord, and he used to always say, how do you know if God's talking to you or if yourself is talking to you? So how do you know if it's about to be a song or writing content? Because your mind is so creative that you probably think of all this stuff, but how do you know where to separate it? Because you have so many different entities of creativity. So it's I guess, do you hear that melody and you're like, yeah, that's a song. That's a song.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's a gift and a curse because you have I have a million and one things going on at one time and thinking of this. I jump to this, jump to that. So, I mean, I guess it all depends. I know instantly when I hear it and put it together and then the beat or something like that. And a lot of times if I receive the beat, the melody from the beat will jump to me and I could, write from there like that.
Awesome. So dancer, yes. Songwriter, writer of all sorts.
Yeah.
Okay. Also radio. How was that for you? How was the radio experience?
I loved it because it took me out of my, because I mean, so it's probably hard to believe, but at first I could be shy. So,
Right.
you know, being on the radio helped me, you know, explore my opinions and to get out of my shell.
Right.
Because when I'm on a stage, that's a whole totally different, but public speaking and talking on the radio and stuff like that, I
Right.
get a little shy. So it kind of helped me get out of that.
Yes. So now performance-wise, now it's funny nowadays. A lot of rappers, well, of course, but rappers and songwriters and stuff, they don't really like to perform. They can't really dance too much. Some people do like a two-step. Now, do you tear the stage down? Because you're a dancer.
Yeah.
So you only have one option.
Yeah, so I haven't recently, like I said, I'm starting to get back into it, but I'm currently rehearsing. Like I have dances there at my house right now, rehearsing, waiting for me to get back. So yes, I'm gonna incorporate, you know, little dance steps here and there and stuff like that. Cause I just, for me, when I go to a show and I just see a person walking up and down or just doing,
Can't do it.
it's just, it gets
Doesn't do
boring
it.
after a while. So it's like you want to give a show, you want to give, you know, something.
Correct. Now, what's your favorite cereal?
I like Frosted Flakes and I like Pops.
Pops. Oh, the classic joints with just the
Sometimes I like to mix it too.
That is a good mix. Okay, and they don't get too soggy. Yeah, Pops always
Yeah.
hold up
Yeah.
with the milk. I don't like Rice Krispies and all that like weird
It's
little...
okay, but that's not my favorite. Like that's not
Right.
something I need to buy, but I'll eat it if it's there.
Right. So now I got to do this too because you're from the Bronx.
Okay.
So 5-year-old you, now I'm going to do like 10-year-old you, or whenever you was going to school in Harlem, right?
Okay.
And your mama gave you your little $5, you know, for the store, for the bodega.
She didn't give me that, but okay.
Right, whatever. Right. I be asking some people $2. They're like, I didn't even get that. I got $1.50 and that was it. Your $1.50.
Okay.
What you getting from the bodega?
Back in those days, get a lot with $1.
Right.
Probably some sunflower seeds.
What flavor?
Just original. I
Original?
don't think that back. I don't know.
They have one?
Yeah, I don't think.
You probably had them. Don't do that to yourself, Queen. You ain't
Yeah,
that
I'm trying to
old.
remember.
You had ranch too.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm trying to think, but back in that time. Okay, I'll just, but original.
Original.
Maybe some now laters,
Okay.
right?
Cool.
Lemon heads. I like sour stuff. How much money I have left?
You got, honestly, you got like a whole $1 left.
Some
Back in that day,
chips.
you had $1 left. Okay, yeah.
Some cheese doodles or Doritos.
What beverage we getting? We need a bev.
Probably back then a quarter water.
Yes. I heard quarter waters all the time. Or the juices, the little 25-cent little
Yeah, I
juice
think that's what we
things.
call a quarter water.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I missed it.
I don't think, do they sell them in
I was the
bodegas?
90s. That we ain't get them no more.
Oh, wow.
Unless you really like in Harlem or something
And you know what?
in the summertime.
Do I have 50 cents
You
left?
got like 25 cents.
Oh,
left.
25 cents.
He might let you rock though.
A
for the
pickle.
50 cent. A pickle? A whole pickle? Like
Yes,
how?
a whole pickle. That sounds ratchet,
I
right?
see you walking right to Harlem to school with your pickle, your little bag, an hour later. That is so funny. That tells
know.
us you though.
Yes.
That's the real you.
I love me a good old pickle.
I love me a good old pickle. So music. What do you? I know it always depends, you know, how you feeling as an artist and the stuff you go through. But what is your music really about? Like, if I could search a genre or search a vibe for your music, what would I search?
Well, I like to describe my style like a classic 90s hip hop.
Perfect.
Yeah. Like, for instance, the video that we just showed, I
Yes.
like storytelling.
Yeah.
But then I also like club records. I like to talk about conscious stuff. So I'm a mix of a little bit of everything.
Right.
But I would definitely say a classics 90s hip hop.
That's beautiful. That's what we need. Like, we don't have enough of that anymore.
Yes.
I still search back 90s hip hop to just
That's
hear
what
stuff
I
like
don't
that.
listen to the new stuff. I mean, unless it's on the radio or
Right.
you know, I
If
have
I
a
could dance to it, I'll listen to it.
yeah,
But if I can't connect,
exactly.
90s music, you can connect to
It's
everything.
just classic
The love songs, the street songs, like everything.
and the storytelling.
So who was you listening to? I'm gonna do back in the 90s. Who was you listening to?
I don't know, but it's this. Well, I love Eve. I'm not sure if
Okay.
she early 2000,
She was
right?
a good crossover.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love Jada Kiss. I love, you know, the Kims, the Foxies, Busta Rhymes, DMX, like the classic Jay-Z,
That's
Nas, like those
That's
type
why
of
you got
artists.
bars. That's
Yep.
why you just was like, oh, I could write bars. I could count them. Okay,
Yeah.
here. Got it.
Yeah.
So now when you write in your bars, who do you really like tune into? Do you tune into those female rappers, or do you turn into a little bit of everything?
I don't tune into, I tune into myself. I
Do your
dig
own
deep,
thing.
yeah, dig deep into myself and just do my own thing. I don't really focus like, oh, I want to sound like this, I want to sound like that. I just tune into my own self.
Right. Now on the musician side, okay, can we expect a project soon? Because I know you do everything, so you know we gotta be patient.
Yes. So yes, I'm currently doing a mixtape. So I'm just recording original stuff, doing freestyles, and then I also want to do like a documentary to go along with the the mixtape. That way people could kind of see how I am behind the scenes. You know, me doing shows, photo shoots, whatever.
That is dope. That
And see me
personalization.
juggling everything that I got going on.
Right. It would be just a reality TV show, just you.
Yep.
Like coming up, that's awesome. So now, okay, so we could wait for a project. Project is coming soon. Project is in the works, okay? But everything else, you event plan. Are you still doing radio?
No, I'm not.
Okay,
No.
but you're event planning. Yes. Now, do you plan events for everyone? Just you? Do you have a small network?
It
How
just
does
all
that work?
depends. Most of the time it's by word of mouth. So I'll do this person party and then this person to recommend that person.
Got you.
Family, friends. I'm really falling back because it's a lot. Like I just want to really focus on my music and stuff
Right.
like that. But I mean, if somebody comes with the right price and depending if I'm feeling expired,
You
then
can perform and plan it. Boom.
exactly.
Get the double check. Correct.
Exactly.
So now with everything going on though, the question really is, there's, time you have to invest to get a Grammy and, you're writing for everyone. What do you feel like doing in the next 5 years? Like what can we really see in the next 5 years from you?
Well, definitely I want to do my music. I want to be on the billboards. I want to have a Grammy and stuff like that. And then I think once I finish my goals as far as music, I want to move over into like the event planning, but more like a show to show people how to do the things that I know how to do, like the crafting, like a Martha Stewart, but like a black version.
Right, but like a black version in the music industry.
Exactly.
Got it, yes. That's dope. So you're just passing on wisdom. You're just talented and you're just giving it.
Thank you.
It. Oh, that's awesome. Did you know you were going to be like this? Or did the industry make you this way?
I wouldn't say the industry. I feel like once again, I'm not afraid to try different things.
Right.
So I think that's, and me being confident and just willing to step out the box, that's where that comes from.
Confident and creative. Awesome.
Yep.
So you got a feature video. We're going to hop into that one.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Do you want to give a brief intro for it?
Yeah, so
Okay.
this is, are you familiar with the R&B group Allure from the 90s? Yes. So I was featured on their new single. It's called I Do, featuring Dejha-B, which is me.
Yes. Let's just hop right into it, okay? Dejha-B, Allure, right now. Check it out. We're going to come right back and then we'll talk about it. So cool. They called you like, girl, you like the 90s. So you can put you on the phone.
Ain't no shame in this boy ain't playing when I tell you she ain't worth your time. I'm here
What up, y'all, and welcome back. Okay, that was a dope 90s joint. I don't know about y'all, but I was feeling like I was directly in the 90s, okay? How did you feel like just being in that vibe and being with them and making that joint?
Oh my God, it was crazy. Like I said, I stopped doing music and everything. So my manager, well, he wasn't my manager at the time, but we were still working on stuff.
Right.
And he was like, Alora's looking for a female rapper. You should, you should audition for it. So I was like, okay, I'll look into it. So when they sent me the beat, it's a sample of it's like an old school beat. They didn't tell me the lyrics. I didn't know what the song was going to be about or anything like that. So they was like, give your best 16. So I'm like, but I don't want to just give my best 16. I want to make sure that I give a verse that goes along with the record. Right. So I went on their Instagram and I was creeping. I'm like, maybe, the song or something. Yes. And I think I saw a little clip of them in the studio, and it was one line. So off of that one line, I was like, all right, I think I kind of know where it's, going. Right. And I wrote the verse, and then they had like a little competition. Well, not a little, but a big competition over the radio where they had different artists and different.
It was a competition.
Yeah, it was different females that had to submit their video, and people had to vote, and Alora had to pick. And, they picked me, and then we did the video. And then once they told me it was going to be like an 80s video, I said, you know what, I have to take it back to my roots and have some dances. So I called up some of my girls that, I used to dance with when I was 8 years old. And I said, we got to, make up some dances. Mind you, Alora, their manager, did not approve or anything like that. I didn't even ask them. I was like, oh, my God. I just got to do this, and we'll let them know.
Right, we'll let them know.
So I told my manager, he was laughing at me like, oh, y'all doing some dance. I got to see this. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then the day before, I was speaking to Akisa, which is singing lead in the beginning of the video. Right. And I was like, I have some dances. We've been rehearsing. Would you mind? It was like, okay, sure.
And you just popped out like, boom, boom, 5, 6, 7, 8. They put it in the
And even
video.
before we went, their manager said, well, we didn't see it, so if we don't like it, we're not going to keep it. I was like, okay, sure. And I told my girls, I was like, listen, we have to kill it because they want to cut it, they plan on cutting it out if they don't like it. And when we did it, everybody was standing up in the park and was like, oh. It was more dances, but the way they edited it and stuff like that. Mm-hmm.
So your creativity just like proved itself, like boom.
Because you got to think outside the box. I wasn't just going to show up and be like, all right, and
Now, you seem like a woman who doesn't have any limitations, for herself. But with expectations and you growing as a queen, what can you say to like 10-year-old you looking in the mirror, dancing and coming up, just going to school and figuring stuff out and being brave? What can you say to her?
I would say don't stress too much. Like everything will work itself out. Because a lot of times we like to second guess ourselves. We like to, when we receive ideas, let other people talk us out of it or make us think that we're crazy or whatever the case may be. But just continue to be courageous and it will all work itself out. And just do what you're supposed to do and live in your purpose.
Yes, correct. Oh, don't you wish sometimes you could really tell yourself that at times?
Yes.
Like, damn, it sucks.
Like, it'll work out. Don't worry about it.
Just worry about it. Yes. You're so creative. So we're going to see some Grammys. We're going to see some events that with your name on it, some performances, stuff like that. You might be doing a book. I always love to look from books from writers.
That's on my vision board.
Good.
But I have to.
Oh, I want to see a vision board.
Yeah.
It's probably crazy, like colors and shapes and all of this. Now, for all the fans at home, please let everyone know where we can find you and contact you. You have a project coming up, so producers, writers, anybody who wants to work with you, where can we find you and how can we stay in touch with you? Okay,
well, the best way to get in touch with Dejha-B, you could go to my Instagram, which is Dejha_B, so that's DEJHA_B. And you can hit me up there, and a lot of times I'll post about my YouTube. Also, my YouTube channel is official Dejha_B, sorry. So, yeah, so you can hit me up on there, producers, and anybody that want to collab, hit me up.
That's it. Do you have anything you want to tell your future fans? The fans that literally just started right now watching this episode.
Okay. Just support whatever. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on YouTube, and just support whatever I got going on.
Yes. Deja, thank you for coming
Thank you
here.
for having me. I
And we
appreciate
look forward
it.
to seeing all the stuff you're going to do.
Yes,
you got
thank
a
you.
lot going on,
Thank
okay?
you so
So we'll
much.
bring you back up, okay? We love to see reoccurring people that are doing a lot. So we're going to come back up in a couple months.
Yes, I
and
would
you
love
can
to be
update
here.
us,
Yes,
okay?
I will. Thank you so much.
Another RTS Spotlight episode. You already know if you're an artist and you want your song featured up here, send your video, okay? We're still taking video submissions from all artists. And please, go collab with these artists that are up here, right? They really have something to give. And you don't know, they might be way more popping than you think, okay? So send that DM to them or email them and collab, all right? That's what it's all about. RTS Spotlight, baby. It's your girl, Lee, and I will see you next week.